I wish we weren't endorsing a presidential candidate, and I wish we would stay out of it and claim that we're nonpartisan like we should be. And I feel like that negatively impacts the NALC as well.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Caller from a 715 area code. 715 area code. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi everyone. My name's Harley, and I'm calling from Wisconsin.
Harley from Wisconsin. What's on your mind?
So, a lot of great callers. A lot of you are well-educated. You guys know a lot of ins and outs with contracts. Really impressive to hear. I have not heard anyone say yes or gave a good explanation except Brian Renfro. So that kind of tells us everything. There seems to be a revolution within the NALC of the social media world, except at the top of the NALC doesn't seem to be a part of this. There seems to be a complete wide difference here. And obviously I'm going to vote no on it as well. I've been with CCA for 5 years. If anyone's screwed over, it's people like me. So I put a lot of time in, was in career for a long time. Luckily got a route, luckily, to someone retiring in 2018. So I don't necessarily gain too much on this new contract, just like a lot of people out there. And that's kind of about it. So I really hope for a better contract with arbitration. We obviously need to take over the entire NALC. We need all new people. It seems like thanks to social media that can happen now. I've never cared to even vote for a contract or even look up YouTube videos. This is my first time calling in a podcast. So someone like me who's just been asleep at the wheel here of a vote, I'm awake now. I'm looking into videos. I'm making some videos on my own YouTube channel. Not impressive. I'm not doing a shout out. But the point is I'm doing that and getting the word out as well and researching and learning a lot more. And then my last complaint, this is kind of, I don't know how to put it, but I don't like that the NALC is endorsing a president for the presidential election when we claim we're nonpartisan. I could say a lot more to that, but to kind of keep my opinion to myself and keep this podcast clean, I'll put it like that. I wish we weren't endorsing a presidential candidate, and I wish we would stay out of it and claim that we're nonpartisan like we should be. And I feel like that negatively impacts the NALC as well.
Hey, 5 seconds. Just wanted to say that this is only possible because of our donors. If you want to see more of this, then consider donating yourself at tvlr.fm/donate. And that's totally within your right to have that opinion. I don't know if you've been listening to the whole show before before we started talking about the letter carrier stuff, but we did have some. We were talking some about the election and some unions' positions on it. And so, and if you'd rather not answer, just tell me. That's totally fine. But what do you make of the argument that unions are making that, which is basically that we have a duty to our members to involve ourselves in a nonpartisan way, but which is not to say that we never endorse a partisan candidate, but in a nonpartisan way, in that we'll endorse a Democrat or a Republican where it makes sense. But right now, the unions are saying it does not make sense to endorse a Republican, and it makes sense to endorse because of how friendly the Biden administration has been to unions and what they have done, and how unfriendly the Trump administration promises to be. I mean, Trump is the one that appointed DeJoy. I know that unfortunately Biden has not really agitated to get him fired, which he should absolutely. But that's where that appointment came from, was from the Trump administration. So, if you want to answer that, I'm interested in your thoughts.
Yeah, no, thank you for the question. Honestly, I appreciate it, instead of just cutting me short of what I left off on. So thank you. My opinion of why we should not endorse a presidential candidate creates a giant rift within us carriers, because I could leave a comment or read many comments where everyone's saying vote Trump and also vote no on the contract. I don't necessarily see the other side saying vote for Harris. So it creates kind of a political divide within our own union that's not necessary. We should be focused on our contract. But if you go on the NALC app, it does show like, send this to your representative, and it's got both parties. Now that's nice and clean. It's not saying I'm going to only click and send it to a Democrat or a Republican. So we should stop creating a rift within our own NALC and stay strong as one. We should just say, hey, I would like this bill supported because this will help the NALC carriers, and leave it as that. And I'll put it like this: I don't endorse the presidential candidate that the NALC is wanting. Now, if we want to argue, like, is DeJoy good and who appointed him? Fine. Well, we got Biden. I suppose he could have removed him, like you said. So, and that hasn't happened. So, I mean, why are we still complaining about DeJoy then? But maybe we still can, and that's fair. But then at the same time, well, he's not removed. So I don't understand why we're still arguing on it. But we still could. But anyway, our bigger issue, I believe, would be is the NALC contract itself. And like I said, you can go in the app and you can click both Republican and Democrat to send emails on the app, and it's really clean. And it has a whole format there saying what bill we would like to support that would help us carriers with like retirement health care and things like that. I don't know if you know that, but it's all in the app, and it's really well laid out how we can send an email and contact our representative. And I feel like that's just so clean and appropriate.
Well, Harley from Wisconsin, really appreciate your call. Wish I had more time to engage with you on that question, but we do want to get to the other calls, and appreciate your thoughts. Thank you. You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.